take on for the club. And for example, last year, Dave took on and helped work to complete the flagpole that we have in the new Buffalo Commons area. And it's something that you're kind of instilled to start thinking about when you're going through president-elect training, and I went through that twice, and frankly I had no idea what I was going to do. But all of a sudden, this summer, and actually a year ago, Bob approached me about an idea, something that other clubs have tried to do. And it's something that kind of just seemed overwhelming, and I put it on the back burner and thought there's no way I could ever do that. No way it could ever be done. So this summer then, I was thinking about it some more, some ideas of what to do for our community, and kind of revisited this idea. And I kind of thought about it a little bit and talked to a few people within the club about it as well too. And frankly, the idea was, well, why can't we do it? You know, what's stopping us? You know, there's nothing that's going to stop us from doing this project. So the idea is to actually do a project similar to what other Rotary clubs have done. Maple Grove has done one, South Minneapolis has done one. It is musical instruments that can go into a park. There's no batteries to install, there's no electricity, it's just old-fashioned playing on musical instruments, percussion type instruments. When I looked at other clubs and talked to other clubs that have done it, they have had amazing success afterwards as far as people loving it. I live in Elk River. The Maple Grove project has been talked about by families in our communities. My neighbors know about it. It didn't even take prompting from me. It's spread and it's known, and it's been a wonderful addition to their community. When I approached then and kind of thought about this, I also went to the city of Buffalo and talked to them, and boy, they were ecstatic about the idea. So I talked with Maureen Bodine and the city co-administrator, I think, and also then Lee Ryan, head of Parks and Rec, or Parks Department, and they were very happy about this as well too. So the price tag was something that still concerned me as far as how much costs were going to be, but boy, I talked with people who have other ideas about costs like that, and they assured me that that's something that we can do. We can do this. So with enough motivation, I led the charge. All right, and the charge is for these instruments. I'm going to kind of I'll put one over here too. You can feel free to pass them around if you'd like. But they're wonderful outdoor instruments, constructed really well, powder coated, installed in the ground, fun different colors, different kinds that there are. They make these wonderful noises. So they're really fun, they're really neat.
Learn to play.
I think it's really taken off without a lot less effort than I thought. So I'm very excited about it. Carl's going to talk to you about it a little bit as well too. I'll kind of finish up with a few more things in the end as well. So.
This is something I think that when Jackie was president, she thought about it, I thought about it. This is a really, really cool idea for our community. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about the price tag and what it's going to cost us to do this project and how I think we might be able to fund it. The project, if we do all 9 instruments, will be about almost $35,000.
Make your monthly report coming in.
The project will be almost just a little over $34,000. Our club invested $1,000, and Warren went after a CAP grant from our districts and made that $5,000. So we already have $5,000 there. The city of Buffalo has applied for a tourism grant that's $5,000. That's probably a 50-50 deal whether we'll get that grant or not. And Alina Health stepped up and gave a charitable contribution of $5,000 already. So we have $10,000 in the bank for this project. So we're almost a third of the way there, and if that other $5,000 comes through, we're in great shape. I think.
I found out yesterday that we did not get that through tourism.
Oh, that's great news. Thank you.
Since you're putting it out there, I thought I better.
Okay, so we're a third of the way there. So I believe that we're going to have to be the funders. We can't ask Rogers, Rotary, or Cocato, Dassel, Cocato, Rotary, or everybody else. It's going to have to be us that funds this. And so I put together a little plan to do some naming opportunities. We're going to have donor signage in the park, and we'll have one donor sign that talks about the fact this is a Rotary project, and then who all the funders are. This is an opportunity for you, your business, or your family to put your name on it. We'll have one central main donor sign, and then what we're thinking about doing, the signage is not solidified, is that kind of sign, sort of like a garden sign that comes up out of the ground with a pipe, and it sits at a slant and is cast aluminum. So it says, this instrument was given by Al and Carol Hoekstra and Amanda and Dale Lawrence, or whatever that might be, or this was given by Edward Jones.
Sure, thank you, man, for.
I'm just saying, it can be families, it can be businesses, or you can go together. 3 or 4 couples or an entire family can go together. 2 businesses can go together. There's 2 Olsons in a single building. It only makes sense that those Olsons would come together and fund that. These are not totally unaffordable for us as Rotarians. So there are 3 instruments that the naming office is $5,500. There are 2 instruments that the naming office is $4,500. 3 instruments at $3,500 and 1 at $2,500. And that's just based on the cost of those instruments, of course. We certainly could have had all of them be at one cost, but we know that the instruments are varying costs. So I want you to think about this. And the other thing you need to think about is this is not a long-term project. We need to complete this project by June, or otherwise the CAP grant money goes back. I think this is not that hard for us to do, so I want you to think about it. Nikki and I will sort of be on the road doing the fundraising for this, but again, I think it won't be difficult for you to participate in this. These are some reasons why I think you might want to give. Your business name or your family name will be in the park forever and always. That sign will always be there. You send a clear message to the community that you care about our community. This is really a great, if you look through the book on the table, this is a great way to make music accessible to everyone. This isn't just something kids will bang on, or the gentleman from the group home who has a developmental disability or whatever. All of us will be using these instruments. This is a great thing. If you see this, this will go from Sturgis Park all the way to the new Buffalo Commons. It's a really, really cool thing. I believe this will bring people to our community and downtown over and over again. Not just once, but kids will say, let's go to the parks. I really believe this will make a difference in Buffalo and particularly downtown economy. It's a tax deductible gift, and if not us, then who? We've got to be the ones to fund this. We've got the only grant that probably can happen through Rotary on this, and so it's going to have to be the rest of us to fund it. I'm going to ask Nikki if she would bring these pieces around, or I could do that too when I'm done, I guess, but it was your birthday, so you should get something.
Make her
So
work.
if you give everybody one of these, if you're interested in funding, I want you to talk to another fellow business person or to another family in your neighborhood or whatever it is and say, let's be a part of this music park, because I think that it'll be a great thing. Forever and always that sign will be there that says, you know, Ron and Carla Heater and Tony and Nikki Mills cared enough to pay for this piece of music equipment.
I
Yes.
just want to give you a name, the Buffalo Triathlon was purchased by Granite Man.
Yeah,
They bring like 5,000 people to town. I don't think you'd have any trouble getting them to buy.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Yep, I have the contact name, somebody just sent that to me the other day, and Nikki just said that to me before I got up too, so thank you, that's a great idea. Other questions, Bob?
I just want to say, this is a project that I saw about 4 years ago when I sat on the CAP grant committee. We passed it around the board for a number of years, and I think Warren deserves a big round of applause for taking this up. One of the things we always look to do in Rotary is kind of get our name out there and be visible. This will be an absolutely dramatic piece in that park. I can tell you that every club that has done this has come back and just raved about the publicity they've gotten, the impact it's had on the community, and just how cool and fun these instruments are. These are pieces of art as well as musical instruments. So kudos to Warren. This is a very, very cool project.
Thanks. The location of this is Sturgis Park and coming down to close to the Buffalo Commons. It just could not be more perfect. Emily?
Well, I just had a question if we had thought of, or is it possible to do a little raffle for it, like we did the living room raffle for the hospice house? And how hard that would be. It seems like that's something people would buy a raffle ticket for because, you know, depending on what we're raffling away, of course, but for just going directly to that, because that's directly to the community, like the hospice one was.
I think that's a great option for us, and we should keep that in our bag of tricks. And I think as Rotarians, I do think people will step up. I know I'm gonna see if I can't find someone to share one of these pieces with me. My husband and I have talked about doing a piece as well, so I want you to just think about that, about being a part of this and putting your name on it.
I think the idea with this too is that the Buffalo Commons has been such a big success for our town, I think. And I think that there are certainly people who were wondering what's going on down there, why should we be doing that? And I think that there are people who have been pleasantly surprised, the people who come downtown and work down there and play down there like that. And to have this idea of this trail throughout this beautiful Sturgis Park that we have is just a neat idea. And how it might tie into the Buffalo Commons area as well like that is just a great use of our resources in our community. I know that my boys go to Canton, Ohio. There's a music park over there, and they've been going to see Grandma and Grandpa every summer for a week, and they want to go every single year to this music park. It's been a big success for them.
You're already stuck with them now, if you're in Buffalo.
They don't have to go so far, it's cheaper. So, you know, I think that Rotary does a lot of projects. There are a lot of things that we provide for people that are extremely important and functional in just living. You know, we provide food for people. We provide shelter. We provide beds for people internationally and in our community. You know, I took a class in junior high once. It was a pottery class, and I made pots like crazy. I made mugs like crazy, and I got a whole set of them at home for everybody from my family. All right, they're very functional. They work well. They're great. I had one pot that I made that it was almost done, almost complete, and my instructor came in and just made a few little adjustments to it, just some fine touches, and it is just a wonderful pot that I still have. It's beautiful. It's in my house. I look at it. I love it. All right? This is like that. We have the ability to add just a few things, do a few things for our community to make our community absolutely talkable. People are going to talk about this. I work in a service industry in a sense. Healthcare is in a sense a service industry. If you provide standard care and people are just getting by, you're doing what everybody's doing, nobody talks about that. Nobody tells the neighbor about it. When you go above and beyond and you put those fine touches on, that's when people talk. That's when people get excited. That's when people will rave about, boy, that's kind of a neat community down there in Buffalo, what's going on. So I thank you for your time. I look forward to answering questions that anybody has about it as well too. And I look forward to seeing how it's going to be completed. The City of Buffalo is going to do the installation for us. They're going to provide a concrete pad around each one too, so that's kind of their support towards it. The project is going to go forward no matter what. We have enough money for 3 instruments already. But the goal is to get 9. We want this to be big. We want this to be impressive. We want this to be great. So, thank you everybody. Any other questions at all? Yes?
Will you dance next to the instrument?
I will. I might. I would.
No. Commitment.
That's all right. I will.
Get 9. He's
That's
got
all right.
9, right?
Dale?
So if we get 9 this year, is there opportunity to expand that if this is a big success?
I think
Are
there's.
there other instruments that are available, or is this a?
Yeah, I think there certainly are a number of instruments that are available. We don't have the whole. We don't have every single instrument that they make, basically. So it is an idea that it could be expanded upon down the road, especially with the fact that with Sturgis Park, we have a huge palette. We have a huge blank piece of canvas that we can kind of work with, which is great. The City of Buffalo has approved up to 9 at this time, and I think that, you know, to get approval, they have to go through a certain process, but I think that if they find it a big success, I have a feeling that they'd probably be okay with more.
And I've seen this, the ones I've seen before, the instruments have been kind of gathered together and they're actually playable and you can make music. Is the idea of a trail something different? Has anybody done that before? It sounds like a different approach than
Yeah, not to my knowledge. I mean, it's done like a trail. I don't know if other people have had kind of the setting that we have with the beautiful lakefront and the walking path that we have along that. But the idea is to kind of have one instrument and then not too far away we'll see another one and kind of follow that. Now, we have some that are clumped together still, near the playground especially. I think we're going to have a number of them together like that. So there's some you know, kids working together or kids playing different instruments at the same time like that. So it's a kind of the best of both worlds in a sense. But it's a way to get you to explore the park, see the whole park. Yes?
Was there any discussion about putting something in the new downtown commons area?
Yeah, I think that was another idea as well too, to talk about one over there to kind of start the trail a little bit sooner. Of course, the downtown commons is governed by a different board, it's the HRA, thank you. So I think that approval would be a different process than it was through the city. But I think that there are some people that are on that board that I've already talked to that would be very excited about that idea too. So if all of a sudden we go above and beyond our fundraising goals, and we have extra dollars, that would be a great way to bring it over across there and start the trail a little bit sooner. Yeah. Any other questions at all? Yeah.
Just to clarify, we were trying to get our tourism bureau, especially the city, had filled out the grant, but it was a national grant, so there was thousands of people applying for this advertising dollars that were out there. So Lorraine did just tell me yesterday that we did not get that grant, but I will go to the tourism board, tomorrow morning's our monthly board meeting, and let them know the status, and I will ask them if the actual tourism board can make a donation.
Thank you. Any other questions at all? All right. If you want to play the instruments on your way out, you're welcome to. They're all right up here. They're a little cold. They're in my trunk though, but thank you very much.